I will tell you right now, they don't look like Indians to me, and they don't look like the Indians. Now, maybe we say politically correct or not politically correct. They don't look like Indians to me, and they don't look like Indians to Indians.
She's virtually, she's got some major problems, to put it mildly. I said, of course I hate these people, and let's all hate these people, because maybe hate is what we need if we're going to get something done.
Donald Trump has been a racist, a bigot, a misogynist his entire life. But if there's one subsection of people that get under his skin the most, it is the black woman.
You want him to rein in Robert Mueller?
What a stupid question that is. What a stupid question. But I watch you a lot. You ask a lot of stupid questions.
You have used words like animal and rabbit to describe black district attorneys. You've attacked black journalists, calling them a loser, saying the questions that they ask are, quote, stupid and racist. Why should black voters trust you after you have used language like that?
Well, first of all, I don't think I've ever been asked a question in such a horrible manner. First question. You don't even say, hello, how are you? Are you with ABC? Because I think they're a fake news network, a terrible network. And I think it's disgraceful that I came here in good spirit.
Whether it be Abby Phillips from CNN or Rachel Scott at ABC News, Trump has always shown a particular contempt toward black women in the media who challenge him.
Sir, if you don't mind, I'd love to. We have you for a limited time, sir. I'd love to move on to different topics.
Excuse you, you're the one that held me up for 35 minutes, just so you understand. It's just, I can understand you perfectly.
Because she's closer.
I can understand you.
I'm happy to hear that, sir.
But if I came onto a stage like this and I got treated so rudely as this woman treated me.
Oh, my goodness.
And I'm fine with it, because she was very rude, sir. Very rude. That wasn't a question. She didn't ask me a question. She gave a statement. That wasn't a question.
I repeated your statement, sir, actually.
Trump treated Rachel Scott like she was the help. Don't be curious. Don't dare question him. Don't look him in the eyes. For sure, he's an old school racist who believes it's his duty to put blacks in their place.
She just talked about Trump, and we're going to indict him. We're going to get him. She knew nothing about me. I never heard of her. We have a racist attorney general who's a horror show, who ran on the basis that she was going to get Trump before she even knew anything about me. She used this to run for governor. She failed in her attempt to run for governor. She had virtually no polling. She came back and she said, well, now I'll go back to get Trump again. And this is what we have. It's a scam. It's a sham. The attorney general committed fraud. You just saw it right up there. She's a fraud. This whole case is a fraud. It's election interference. It's keeping me here instead of Iowa and New Hampshire. You just saw it. The attorney general's a fraud. She committed fraud.
And when it comes to black women in real positions of power who just so happen to have the fate of his future in their hands, well, they set him off like no one else can.
A young racist in Atlanta, she's a racist. And they say that she was after a certain gang, and she ended up having an affair with the head of the gang or a gang member. And this is a person that wants to indict me. She's got a lot of problems, but she wants to indict me to try and run for some other office. What's going on in this country is, and by the way, wants to indict me for a perfect phone call. This was even better than my perfect call with Ukraine. You have a woman named Fani. Well, it's now, even though I believe it's spelled F-A-N-I, to my way of thinking, that's Fanny. But once she became the district attorney, I think she put a little emphasis on the U. Fani. It's spelled Fanny. It's spelled Fanny like your ass, right, Fanny? But when she became DA, she decided to add a little French, a little fancy.
The former president is requesting through his lawyers that federal judge overseeing his election interference case be recused. Trump's lawyers are arguing that Judge Chutkan's statements made in the sentencing of other January 6th defendants raise questions about her impartiality.
Judge Chutkan took exception to the idea that jailed defendants charged with violent crimes are somehow hostages, like Trump suggests. From the Associated Press, quote, they're being kept there because they are dangerous people, Chutkan said. Chutkan rolled her eyes and shook her head when she learned from a prosecutor during Wednesday's hearing that the vigil's organizers refer to their gathering spot outside the jail as, quote, Freedom Corner. Is that what it's called? Freedom Corner? the judge asked, sounding incredulous.
You know, Donald Trump simply cannot hide his disgust when it comes to these black women in power. In fact, he doesn't even try. It seems the hate, this vendetta, has been ingrained in him from an early age. I mean, we do know he was raised by a racist father, but it would be an interesting study to research more. Any other triggers from his past that may have shaped Trump's particular aim at black women in power? It seems clear that Donald Trump has never embraced black women. I don't know if he wanted but could never get with a black woman, or if black women have just always told him point blank, we got your number. We see you clearly. We are not impressed. He is frustrated and angry that despite the constant hate and so many attempts, the black woman is not going away. Undeterred and waiting inside a courtroom he'll be compelled to visit again.